Good morning, dear students. Is it audible? Please respond roll number 302. Okay. Now going to discuss the today's lecture. Before okay, we will rewind the last class. So that is what we discussed in earlier class. That is a friction of pivot and collar bearings. So that is the friction of pivot and collar bearings, how it will helpful particularly to the bearings in our machines. Okay, so that is there. So and types of bearings, types of pivot bearings and collar bearings are there. Those are the five types. Already we discussed that. Those are the flat pivot bearing and conical pivot bearings and truncated pivot bearing. And similarly to take it as the single flat collar and multiple flat collar bearings. So those are there. So coming to be here, already we discussed the first one, that is the flat pivot bearings. So just we will observe that what we have discussed in our this one. So flat pivot bearing point of view, all of you observe that. So the bearing will have the flat, flat type of shape is there at the end of the session. So that is the contact is also having the flat type. The shaft also making with the contact of that is the flat type, flat surface is there. So now here, so when we take the particular type of bearing, so we have to follow the two conditions, two assumptions are there. Those two conditions are, first one, when there is a uniform pressure and when there is a uniform wear. Why they took the particular two? Let us say the one small example belongs to this one. Why they are take particular conditions. So so that is when you will take the chalk, just you will draw the one line with the chalk on a board. So when you will draw the line on by the chalk, so you may also draw the one long line. You will draw the one long line by the chalk. So then you may also find out the wear rate and wear and when you have find out the wear, so then simply to follow the two conditions. One is how much pressure they may also how much of pressure is applied to the chalk and how long it will travel. How long it will travel. So those two are important. So some of the some of the candidates or some of the peoples are making with the less effort for drawing the line, and some of the members are taking to be some more pressure to draw the same line. So and how long it will travel and how much of pressure is applied to the chalk. So those two are very important. So that is depends upon those two conditions. So that is by the help of those two conditions, simply to find the our wear rate. So while if you are not taking those two conditions directly to find out the wear rate, that is not possible by the help of those conditions. If you are not taking to be such conditions, so all are not making the same effort for drawing a line. So some of the peoples are making the less effort and some of the peoples are making the more effort. But our motive is to draw a line on a board. That is the only thing. So that is for construction of a line. So they may also put the some effort. That is the some pressure and how long it will travel. That means how much of the distance to be traveled to the particular chalk. So those two are very important. Similar that way here. So that is so how much of pressure is applied to the bearings, and they may also find out the wear rate. Uniform pressure point of view. So how much of pressure is applied? That is the pressure is having the uniform pressure. That means it may also maintain the uniform pressure. So when the engine is in running mode, so then that may also have the uniform pressure. So that is the assumption. Observer will take the particular assumption. Uniform pressure is there, uniform wear is there. Then only possible to determine those values. That is the frictional torque values, frictional power values. Power lost in friction. So those two are calculated. So those are the conditions are also there. So now all of you observe that here. So considering uniform pressure point of view, already I said that what is the procedure? Okay, we'll follow that. So that is the just directly they may also takes to the first one pressure value. So that pressure is there, that is the P equals to W by pi R square. Okay, and that is the area of the ring, area of the bearing surface ring. Area of the ring is there, that is the 2 pi R dr, and load on the ring, that is the del W is there, and frictional resistance on the ring. Okay, so directly they may not take into the total value, total frictional torque values and total power value. Okay, so that is the just they may also consider as the one small strip or one small ring. Just you will observe that small ring is there, just you will observe the particular diagram. So it is also very important diagram. So when you are observing that, okay, so the diagram also will indicating that, okay, uh, so one ring is there, one ring is there for find out of the, okay, total frictional torque on the bearing and total power lost in friction, power lost by the friction. So they may also calculate it here. Before going to calculate the total frictional torque value, they may also consider the one small ring. So how much of frictional torque, okay, in our ring and our when we find out the frictional torque of the ring, then simply to calculate the total frictional torque of the bearing. So that they may also text to that. Here, all of you observe that. So frictional resistance to the sliding. Frictional resistance to the sliding. So frictional resistance to the sliding on the ring. So that is the Fr equals to, actually the formula is mu Rm. So but here normal reaction also replacing with that is the del W. Why? Because, okay, del W. So that is the our, okay, load. So del W load is there. So then here mu into del W, what is the value of del W is there? PA is there. So that is the P into 2 pi R dr. Just you will substitute the before value in this equation. So you may also get that. Now they may also take the frictional torque on the ring. So torque, what is the formula of the torque is there? Force into distance. So that is the torque equals to frictional resistance into the radius, perpendicular, okay, distance. That is the radius. So that radius is small r is there, that radius of the ring. So then when you substituted the Fr value in this equation, then 2 pi mu 2 pi into mu p R square dr. So this is taken as the equation number 2. This is frictional torque on the ring, but we want to frictional torque on the bearing. So for getting the frictional torque on the bearing, so then they may also takes to, okay, just they may also take the integrates to the our equation 2 with the limits of 0 to r. Those are the limits are there, 0 to r is there. So when we integrate the particular equation, so then simply to get the value, that is the 2/3 mu w r, 2/3 mu w r. So that is the our frictional torque on the bearing, frictional torque on the bearing. So now similarly to find the, okay, power lost in friction T. So that is the formula is there, T into omega r 2 pi nt by 60, whatever it may be. Just you will take that. So 2 pi nt by 60. So similarly here all of you observe that uniform pressure, when you are applying the uniform pressure, they may, okay, we may also calculate the frictional torque, okay, on the bearing and power lost in friction, power lost in friction. Those two are calculated. And similarly to calculate the, okay, at the condition of uniform wear. So the here all of you observe that the wear rate depends upon the intensity of pressure and the velocity of rubbing surface. So that is also very important. Okay, so it depends upon the wear rate, always depends upon the intensity of pressure and the velocity of the rubbing surfaces. So that is there. So here, so when we take that uniform wear directly, they may also takes to that, that is the pressure into, okay, so that is the how much of, okay, force is required. So all of you observe that. So pressure P into R equals to C, constant. P into R equals to constant. So that depends upon the pressure into, okay, that is the value is there rubbing. Okay, that is the P into R. So the velocity of rubbing surfaces increases with the distance from the axis of bearing. So that is the condition is also followed that. Uniform wear, they may also write that PR equals to C constant. PR equals to pressure into our radius equals to how much? Constant. So then simply to take that, that is the our P equals to C by R. Pressure value is how much? P equals to C by R. That condition is there. PR equals to C. P equals to C by R. So then they may also takes to the value of load transmitted to the ring. Load transmitted to the ring. So del W equals to del W. So what is the formula is there? P equals to load by area. But here load value is required. So load equals to pressure into area. So that pressure is how much? P is there, and area is the area of the ring. So 2 pi r dr. So then P is substituting with the above value, that is the C by R into 2 pi r dr is there, 2 pi C dr. So now when we get the load transmitted on the ring, then total load transmitted to the bearing, total load on the bearing now. So for getting the total load on the bearing, just they may also integrate to the above equation. So when they are in, okay, when they are integrating to the above equation with the limits of 0 to r, then simply to get the value, that is the 2 pi cr. So from that C also calculated. From that C equals to W by 2 pi r. So that is the load, total load acting on the, okay, bearing. Total load acting on the bearing. Frictional torque acting on the ring. Frictional torque acting on the ring. So that point of view, TR equals to already formula, okay, in earlier condition already calculated that. That is the 2 pi mu p r square dr. Frictional torque acting on the ring value is the 2 pi mu p r square dr. So then P is replacing with C by R. So just they are also replacing with that. So when we are replacing with that, then the value comes 2 pi mu C R dr. 2 pi mu C R dr. 2 pi mu C R dr. So when they also, okay, 2 pi mu C R, 2 pi mu C R dr. So then total frictional torque on the bearing. For getting the total frictional torque, just you may also again integrate the above equation. So 2 pi mu C R dr. So when they are integrating the above equation, then simply to get the value, that is the half into WR. So that is the frictional torque on the bearing. Frictional torque on the bearing. Frictional torque on the bearing. So that is the half into mu WR. So okay. So this is the procedure to follow that for calculation of total torque, total frictional torque on the bearing, and total, okay, power lost in friction. So those are there. And now all of you observe that going to next derivation. So that is the second one. It is also similar to this same. But the thing is here, just we may also change the diagram. What type of shape is there? That is the conical pivot bearing. Conical pivot bearing. All of you observe that. So conical pivot bearing. So what type of shape is there? Conical. So the shaft is also placed, okay, placed it to the particular shape. So that is the conical type. Conical type shape is there. Okay. So the outer element is also having the conical shape. So then we may also place it our shaft the similar way. Okay, similar type of the shaft. So when we are placed it to the particular shaft, again we may also take to the one small ring. Just again we may also take to the one small ring. And when we are also taken to be, okay, this type of shape, here what is the pressure is there? Okay, that pressure is the normal pressure. Just you may also okay, takes to the normal pressure to the particular surfaces. Okay, normal pressure are, okay, normal pressure acting on the this walls. And here conical shape will occupies the angle. That angle is the 2 alpha. Angle is the 2 alpha. So now the radius of the shaft is the capital R is there, and the radius of the ring, so that is the R is there, small r is there, and thickness of the radius, thickness of the ring is the dr is there. So and here uh, dl is also there, dl, okay. So that is the length of the, okay, particular this side of the length of the our ring. So that is the our width of the ring or length of the ring is the dl is there. So just all of you observe that. So length of the ring, they may also write the first value, that is the length of the ring. So that is the length of the, just all of you observe that. Length of the ring is there. So that length of the ring is, okay, that length of the ring is there. Length of the ring is there. So for getting the length of the ring, just they may also take the one small triangle. So that is the triangle, all of you observe that this one, okay. So that length is there, that length is there, p, okay. Just you will observe that dl is the length and dr is the our radius, okay. So our thickness value is the dr is there, and alpha. So what is the triangle is there, the triangle is also, okay, here all of you observe that dl dr alpha, that alpha value is there, here only half of the angle will be considered here. So for getting the length of the ring, for getting the length of the ring, so just you will observe that. So that value is, okay, so that value is that dl is there and dr is there and alpha is there. So from the triangle of this triangle, so they may also calculated the dl value. So how we find out the dl value? So all of you observe that when we take the sin alpha equals to dr by dl, isn't it? Sin alpha equals to dr by dl from the triangle. So dr by dl. So but the value, okay, the required value is the dl. dl equals to dr by sin alpha. So it may also written as dr cosecant alpha. dr cosecant alpha. dl equals to dr cosecant alpha. That is the length of the ring. That is the length of the ring. So now, okay, just we will observe that that is the length of the ring. Okay, length of the ring is the, okay, that is the very small portion here. This is the our, so this is the length of the, okay, this value will be identified here. So that value is the dl is the dr cosecant alpha, dr cosecant alpha. Now area of the ring. So now they may also find the area of the ring. So that is the formula is there, that is the 2 pi r into dl. 2 pi r dl is there. So 2 pi r dl, that depends upon the circumference into dl is also there. dl means dr cosecant alpha, that is substituted here. 2 pi r dr cosecant alpha. Okay, this is the area of the ring. Okay, so what are the, okay, new notations are here. So just you will observe that. So that is the normal pressure is there, normal pressure is there, and angle is there, 2 alpha angle is there between the conical shape, okay, and capital R is also there, and axial load W is there, okay, and DL is there, DR is there, okay. So those are there. Now going to take the conditions. The conditions are considering the uniform pressure, considering the uniform pressure. So before going to find out the pressure, so normal load acting on the ring. So load, how much of load is acting on the ring? So that is the value will be taken to the symbol, okay, that is the del Wn, del W suffix n equals to pressure into area. So that is the normal pressure into area. The normal pressure value is the Pn, and area is the how much already have, okay, determined in earlier one, okay, that is the 2 pi r dr cosecant alpha. So this is the normal load acting on the ring. Now this is the normal load, And now vertical load acting on the ring. Vertical load. This is the vertical load is the del W. Vertical load acting on the ring. So that is the, simply to take it as del W. So that is the del W suffix n sin alpha. Del W suffix n sin alpha. So that is the Pn 2 pi r dr. Just all of you. Vertical load acting on the ring. Okay, here, so vertical load means W is there, so simply to, okay, act on the our ring, the vertical load value, that is the del W. So the del W value is the, that depends upon the normal pressure is also there. So normal pressure this side, okay, that is the, when we take the sign value, so that is the del W equals to del W n sin alpha. So del W n sin alpha. Similar to this way. So that is the triangle. Just them also takes to the triangle. Okay. This okay. Vertical value is the del W and this side value is the our del W n and sin alpha. Angle is the sin alpha. So when we substituted the del W n here, so then simply to get the value, that is the Pn into 2 pi r dr. Vertical load acting on the ring value is the Pn into 2 pi r dr. So therefore, when we find the vertical load acting on the ring, then total vertical load acting on the bearing, and then they may also calculated that total vertical load acting on the bearing. So that is the W equals to how much of load is acting on the bearing. So W equals to pi r square Pn. Pi r square Pn. So that is the, okay, total vertical load acting on the ring value, that is the pi r square Pn. So why? Because here they may also substitute the formula, general formula, that is the pressure into area. Area is the our, that depends on the shaft radius. Okay, that is the shaft. So that is the pi r square is there, and our pressure is the our normal pressure acting on the particular walls. So that is the Pn is there. So then Pn value is the W pi r square. Pn equals to how much? Pn equals to W by pi r square. So that is there. And now, okay, pressure is there, pressure. Pressure equals, okay, total vertical load. When we find the, okay, total vertical load acting on the bearing, W equals to pi r square Pn. So simply to find the Pn value, normal pressure value. So that is the W by pi r square. So now they may also directly to write that total frictional torque T equals to 2/3 mu W L. They may also write that 2/3 into mu W L here. Okay, 2/3 mu W L. Two-third mu W L. So here all of you observe that when they also takes to the 2/3 mu W L. Okay. So that is the, when we find the particular value, okay, torque, frictional torque. So that is the 2/3 mu W L. L is written here. So L means, okay, L will indicates that is also indicated with the, okay. So DL is there. DL means the dr cosecant alpha. Similar way, L means L is also represented with the length of the shaft is there. Okay, length of the shaft. So that is the our conical pivot bearing here. So now similarly to calculate the value, so that is the our considering the uniform bear point of view. So that is the PR equals to 6. Same similar matter is there. Load transmitted to the ring, that is the del W equals to 2 pi c dr. Del load value. So 2 pi c dr is there. And the total load acting on the bearing. So that is the W equals to 2 pi c r is there. So integrating the about r. So then the value C equals to W by 2 pi r. So then frictional torque, total frictional torque capital T equals to half into mu W L. L is there, half into mu W L. So they may also write here. So that is the value is there. So coming to the next one, and it is also similar to this one. It is also similar to this one. So all of you observe that. Okay, same similar. Nothing will be new here. So small changes are there. Truncated, okay, truncated pivot bearings are the third one. So just all of you observe that what is the types are there. Truncated pivot bearing are trapezoidal or truncated cone. Okay, truncated conical pivot bearing. So just all of you observe that what is the shape is there. So that shape is all of you observe that. So fixed outer element. So what is the shape? It also follows that. So that is the, okay, not only conical plus here at the end of the session is flat is there. So that is the truncated, okay, or trapezoidal, okay, truncated conical pivot bearing is there. So when we take the truncated or conical pivot bearings, then we may also takes to the R2 and R1 values. So that is the, okay, two values are there. So that is the our radius of the our particular, okay, shaft and our inner, okay, this radius. So this radius is also there. Two radiuses are there. So here in this area of the bearing surface, area of the bearing surface, area value, they may also write that area equals to pi into, generally write that r square. But here R1 is there, R2 is there, two radiuses are there, inner radius and outer radius. Okay, that is the our R1 square minus R2 square, outer radius or inner radius, 2 square, R1 square minus R2 square. And intensity of pressure Pn equals to intensity of pressure. So this is the intensity of P is normal pressure is there. So that is the W by A. So that is W by pi into R1 square minus R2 square. Those are the pressure is there, area is there. So now going to take the our first condition, considering the uniform pressure. Considering the uniform pressure here. So considering uniform pressure for directly to write that. So again, we may also take to the same procedure. That is one small ring there. So, but actually they may also not representing here, but the ring is out there. So that value directly they may also take to the value, that is the total torque acting on the bearing. T equals to integration of. So the limits are R1, R2. The limits of R1, R2. Why? Because outer radius R1 is there, inner radius R2 is there. R1, R2 is there. 2 pi mu Pn cosecant alpha r square dr. 2 pi mu Pn cosecant alpha r square dr. What is the smallest amendment is there? 2 pi mu p r square. Okay. So that is the, okay, this one is there. All of you observe here. First derivation. Okay. Just all of you observe that. What is the first derivation is there? 2 pi mu p r square dr. 2 pi mu p r square dr. So this one directly they may write there, but the amendment is 2 pi mu p r square dr into, additionally to added with that cosecant alpha 2 pi. Okay, that is the smallest amendment is there. 2 pi mu p r square dr into cosecant alpha. Why? Because so this one will have the some inclination. This is, okay, this is also having with the inclination. So that inclination is also indicated with the help of, okay. So when we take the our cosecant alpha, that may also representing here. 2 pi mu p. P is replacing with Pn and cosecant is also added here. Cosecant alpha r square dr. So that is there. Then when we integrating this term, so the what are the, okay, integration terms are there, those are only okay, keep it in our integration, and other terms are taken out to this. then 2 pi mu pn cosecant alpha into, okay, r square dr. R square dr, what is the integration of r square dr? R cube by 3. So when directly they may also substituted their limits, r1 cube minus r2 cube by 3. So then 2 pi into mu into pn means, so the pn is also there. What is the value of pn here? What is the value of pn? Value of pn is, the pn is replacing with the value that is the w by pi r1 square minus r2 square. Okay, here r1 cube minus r2 cube is there. So then, so the value, all of you observe that 2/3 mu w cosecant alpha into, okay, pi cancelling here, the terms are cancelling here. 2/3 mu w into cosecant alpha r1 cube minus r2 cube by r1 square minus r2 square. Okay, so that is the small amendment is there between the our before derivation to this one. Okay, earlier derivation to this one. So that is the 2/3 mu w r is there, flat pivot bearing. But here when we take the truncated pivot bearings, so that is the 2/3 mu w r1 cube minus r2 cube by r1 square minus r2 square into cosecant alpha. Cosecant alpha is there. Why? Because the type of shape is conical. Conical is also there. So conical shape is also there. Okay, inclined. So that is the our when we use the considering uniform pressure. So similarly to take the our uniform wear. So uniform wear point of view, what are the steps are there? Load value, load transmitted on the ring, that is the 2 pi c dr, and total load. So that is the integration of the particular value. So 2 pi c into integrate. When we integrate the before equation, that limits are there, that is the r1 r2. So that's why r1 minus r2 is there. From that c value is the w by 2 pi into r1 minus r2 is there. Now total torque acting on the bearing. So total torque acting on the bearing. So T equals to integral of directly they may also substitute this one. R1 R2 to 2 pi mu c cosecant alpha r dr. So this is the small amendment. That is the cosecant alpha is also applied here. So cosecant alpha. So then 2 pi mu c, okay, what are the terms are there? Those are taken out, okay, with, okay. So r dr is only keep it in our integral, other terms are taken out. Okay, so then 2 pi mu c cosecant alpha into, okay, r dr is there. R dr, okay, sorry, before going to take this one, c is replacing with the value. When we replacing with the c value, when we replacing with that c value, when we replace that c value, c means w by 2 pi r1 minus r2. So 2 pi r1 minus r2. So then, so what are the common terms are there? Those are the 2 pi cancelling here, and w is there. Okay, and okay, and r1 minus r2 is bottom is there. R dr is there. R dr means here, all of you observe that r square by 2. The integration of r dr is the r square by 2. R square by 2 means, so the limits are substituting there. So r square means r1 minus r2. Okay, r1 minus r1 square minus r2 square by bottom value already there. That is the r1 minus r2. Okay, r1 minus r2 by the c at the c value. So then a minus b plus a plus b, a minus b plus a minus b into a plus b. So cancelling the this term. Okay, so the remaining term is only a plus b value. So that is only here. The remaining term is only this one. So that is the half into mu w r cosecant alpha. The term is half into mu w r1 plus r2 cosecant alpha. But here capital R equals to okay, average radius, capital R equals to r1 plus r2 by 2 is there. So that value is the mu wr cosecant alpha. Mu wr cosecant alpha is there. So that is the our Okay. Now the topic is over. Please unmute your mics and raise your queries. Okay, please unmute your mics and raise your queries. Number 347. Number 347, please unmute your mic and ask me your doubt. Okay, what we have covered in our today's lecture. So that is the similar procedure. Okay, that the similar procedure is also happen in our earlier derivation. So all of you observe that. So that's why you may also put on the more effort to the first derivation. Okay, so those values will be substituting into the same in our next derivation also. How we take our frictional torque on the ring, okay, and frictional torque on the ring values, and how we take the load on the ring values, and frictional torque on the bearing values. Just we observe that. This is the today's lecture. Here all of you observe that L means again in this, L means R cosecant alpha. L means R cosecant alpha. So that is also the mu W R L. L is there. L represents here that L is the R cosecant alpha, dr cosecant alpha. Similarly, to take that L is the R cosecant alpha, 2/3 mu W R. So directly they are also substituting here. That is the our frictional torque, total frictional torque T equals to 2/3 mu W R L. How we take the our 2/3 mu W L. So earlier derivation, just we will observe that frictional torque value. So that is the our 0 to R is there, but here the same value will be substituting here. So that is the smallest amendment is there. So 0 to R into 2 pi mu p R square dr is there. So here what is the p value is there, and that value is also replacing with the term. Okay, the term is there. So the pn is our w by pi r square, and area value. So what is the area value is there in this? Cosecant alpha is also multiplying here in this equation. So this one will also comes. The same equation is also come there. So that is the 2 pi mu p r square cosecant alpha. Okay, 2 pi mu p cosecant alpha r square dr. So that is the term is there. But actually we didn't made it. Okay, we didn't do that integration part here. But the thing is, it may also see same. It may also same. But the smallest amendment is multiplying with the cosecant alpha. Why? Because it's having the inclination. It's a conical pivot bearing. Its inclination will be representing here. That inclination already seems to be in our load. Already load point of view already represented, and you may also represent it in our torque point of view, frictional torque point of view also represented. But we are negotiating here. So that is the L is there. So that L means R cosecant alpha. L is the R cosecant alpha. So that's why here directly they may also write that R cosecant alpha is the here. Okay, from this L is the okay R cosecant alpha. Similarly, to write that L is replacing here 2/3 mu W, and here again they may also come similar to this one, half into mu W R cosecant alpha. Cosecant alpha. That is the smallest amendment is there before one to this one. Okay. Please unmute your mics and ask me the doubts. Raise your points. Now the session is going to be over. Respond. Okay, 376. Number 376. Sairam, please respond.
Yes, sir.
You will take the attendance.
I posted the attendance list.
Did you take the attendance?
Yes, sir. I have already posted it to you, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, roll number 347. Respond, roll number 347. Roll number 347. Please unmute your mics. Okay, are you understand that this derivation part? Please respond. Do you understand the derivation part? It is very important. Okay. So we are missing the particular, okay, this portion. We are missing particular portion. So no need to worry about of this portion. That is the total frictional torque acting on the bearing. So that is the some derivation part is here. Okay. So the derivation part is similar to the above derivation. So similar to the above derivation. So that is there. So the above derivation is the 2 pi mu p r square dr is there. So in that only adding with the term of cosecant alpha. Okay. You make the same procedure again. You will make the same procedure. 2 pi mu p 2 pi mu p cosecant alpha r square dr. Just will make the okay same. You will make the same procedure here. So finally you write there that is the 2/3 mu w l. Why? Because r is replacing, okay, r cosecant alpha is replacing with l. Okay, that is the smallest amendment is there. And these all are okay general, same similar to this one. Load only you may also calculated the area load. Later frictional torque. When you get the load value and then frictional torque value. Okay, all of you unmute your mics.
Happy New Year, sir.
Okay, thank you and wish you the same. Okay, am I going to end the session?